When you had the staph infection, was it was it a gradual decline, or was it like falling off a cliff with your
It
health?
was
Because I
falling.
knew.
It was falling off the cliff. You know,
Got it.
the staph infection. What it did, it started with when I noticed this was suddenly from one day to the other, I had no more energy. They had invaded my heart and were eating all my valves. So the blood, instead going one way, was going anyway, everywhere. Yeah. So I realized at that moment something was wrong. And then almost immediately, these bacteria went to my kidneys. They're looking for food. Yeah, that's they're not bad. They're just looking for food. And so they went to my kidneys and started eating kidney. So that's when I realized I couldn't pee anymore. And I started to blow up like a Michelin man, that balloon man. Yeah, and they had, by the time that I realized that, I was so blown up. My skin was see through because I couldn't get rid of the water, the toxins in my body.
Wow.
So, one kidney, of course, yeah, I panicked. I'm going to die. I panicked. I panicked. And looking in the mirror, I didn't recognize the face that I was looking at because it was blown up. But the strange thing also, from inside, I didn't recognize the body anymore either because it was also different with all the water inside. So, yeah, total panic. And luckily, yeah, I went to a rehab center where I knew the people, where I knew they will take care of me. And of course, they didn't know what to do. I was a lost case. Yeah, a really bad junkie. So, yeah, but at that moment, the total panic. And luckily, I had a place to stay. And then, yeah, out of despair, they asked me, what can we do? And I knew they couldn't do anything for me. So I said, give me a room, so I can meditate. And I sat down, I started meditating. And after 30 minutes, something happened. It was like a click. Suddenly, I was into no mind. Suddenly, everything became clear. And the clarity was about, okay, I was so happy to have been a junkie. That was the part of the clarity. I did the life that I wanted to do, not what people told me to do, which was the upbringing. I had done what I wanted to do. I will not advise anybody to follow that. But for me, yeah, at that moment, all right, this is what I did. This is the result. And it was not like being happy about it or unhappy about it. It was just the clarity of, hey, this is it. And there was, yeah, later, you read all these books and you have words of it about it. It was like a cosmic indifference. It was totally fine what I was going through. Whether I would stay alive or die, it didn't matter at all. I had done my thing and I was happy with that. And that state, of being in total no mind, it lasted for more than a year. And then
A
slowly the
year.
mind, yes, the mind started coming back slowly. Shall I go on with the story?
Keep going. Keep
Yes.
going. Yeah.
So, all right, there was this clarity in a totally ruined body. The body was still totally ruined. So they took me to the hospital because they couldn't take care of me. I had to sleep like this with my head here. Otherwise, the water in my body would go to my brain and
So
destroy.
45-degree angle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, all right, in the hospital, they gave me, medication to get rid of the staph infection. And that worked, although they're still in my body. I know they're still there a little bit. And yeah, that's a different story. But they got rid of the staph infection, and also they gave him medication to keep the kidneys going. But then they did tests, and my heart was still ruined. No valves. My left kidney was 67% dead material, And my right kidney, 87 or 89, I forgot the number, dead material. You can't live with that, with a heart that doesn't pump and kidneys that don't function. So once, I got better in a sense that I could pee and there were no more staph infection. And then they gave me this handful of medication to keep me going. I told the doctor, look, this is going to kill me. It was funny to say that, but this is going to kill me, these medications. I'm out of here. So I had to sign a paper. And then I had one friend left. So I call him, and this was in the Netherlands, in Europe. And I said, can you take me to the Ardennes in Belgium? They have huge forests out there. And I knew I had to go into the forest, into nature. I didn't know what for, but I knew I wanted to get out of the society and go into nature. So we drove a whole day. I didn't know where to go. He didn't know where to go. So, but I was guiding him, go here, go there, go da, 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 da. Suddenly we're in a dead end. We couldn't go any farther. It was already 10 o'clock at night. It was in the summer, luckily. So, all right, we set up shop, a tent, a little tent. The car was there. We went in the tent, and I just couldn't stand his energy, basically. He was too stressed out, also from driving the whole day. So I left the tent and I started wandering in the forest and just walking, walking, walking. And then suddenly I saw a little clearing, like trees were almost creating a pavilion type of thing. And I saw in that clearing there was a light. It was like lighted from inside out. And I went in there. I thought, wow, this is a place to sleep. And it was a pine forest, so it was very cushiony, like layers and layers of pine needles was so nice. So I went to sleep there. I closed my eyes, lay down, closed my eyes. As soon as I did that, I was out of my body, watching the body, and I could just really feel, this is the body. This is not me. This is just the body laying there. And I was, like a presence looking at it. And then all these things started to happen. Animals coming by, looking, sniffing, snakes, foxes, little rodents, a boar, huge female with, I think, 10 or 12 of those little ones, all sniffing. Nobody touched me. And what I saw was the respect of those animals for what was happening, what was really happening. I could see, they understood. I didn't, but they understood what was happening. All right, so in the morning, the sun comes up, and the heat of the sun allowed me to go back in the body. So I sat there the whole day. At night, same thing happened. So 4 days and nights, this thing happened. And my friend, he came by once in a while with a little bit of soup. Yeah, it was nice. Some tea once in a while. But I was basically just sitting there, not even meditating. There was nothing happening. It was just blank. I didn't have to do anything. So after 4 days, I told them, all right, let's go back. It's done. Whatever it is, it's done. And we went back to the Netherlands, and a few days later, I went to the hospital, and they checked, and my heart, this is so crazy, but my heart was totally healed. All the valves were working, and my kidneys 100% working. This was 1986, and I'm still here without any
Wow.
medication. So there was this thing that happened. Yeah. Wow. But I left the piece out.